Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Gurukul. Please do like, support, subscribe our channel. Let's start learning now. So today we are going to learn admin commands in Linux series. So in Linux, when you work or you are supporting some operation or administration, you need many commands to do troubleshooting on Linux system. Okay, so there are many commands which are useful in Linux which you can use to troubleshoot, debug the issues which are occurring on a server or on an application. So as an administrator, Linux administrator, or as a operation engineer, you need this command. So there are a lot of commands, so out of which I am listing down and I'm explaining you few important commands. Okay, so let's start with curl command. So curl command basically used to check the connectivity between endpoints. So suppose you have an application running on a server on a specific port, you can use this command to check if that application is running or if you are able to connect to that application or not. It can also be used to connect or check connectivity of a web application or a website or any application, or it can be also used to download files from from any server. So suppose I have application running on server, current server. So on port number 8800. So I can use curl hyphen hyphen s application 880. So if it returns OK result, that means that application is up and running and you are able to reach to that application. So suppose if I want to see if I am able to connect to internet or not, I can use this curl hyphen s hyphen I www.google.com or beat any website, and if it returns to 200 status code and OK, that means we are able to connect and also Google is up and running. So likewise you can use this command to check connectivity or with remote server or current server, or and checking if an application running on specific port is live and running. Okay, so there are many options available with this command. In details, you can read it in its manual page using man curl or info curl or curl hyphen hyphen help. Okay, so let's move forward. So next, we will know about grep command. So basically, grep command is used to search string pattern inside a file. So suppose if you have a file and if it is very long, or if you have many files and you want to search something in those files, you can use this grep command. Okay, so suppose I have log files inside var log directory on Linux and I want to see error or fatal inside all the log file inside that directory. I can use cat var log star.log and grep error or fatal. So this will return me all the lines that contains either error or fatal. Okay, so likewise you can use grep error var log messages or be it any file. You can use this command to search or grep any string from one file or many files. So this is very useful in troubleshooting. So let's move forward to the next command. So the next command is ps. So this is very useful in like troubleshooting or debug issues related to process. So suppose you have started a process, if you are running an application and if you want to see whether the application is running or not, you can in Windows you can like open task manager. In Linux what you can do is the ps is the command which you can use to list all the processes, and out of that you can grep that specific process name to see if the process is running or not. So suppose I have a Java process and I have started it and I doubt that the process has stopped or been killed, and I want to see it like whether it is running or not, what I will do, ps-ef or pf-aux and grep Java. Okay, so that it will give all the processes that have Java in it. So out of which we can see like whether our process is running or not. So there are a few examples which can we use the process are ps-ef. So this will list down all the running processes on the current system. So ps-ejh and ps-ax JF will list the process in a tree format, okay, like parent, then child, then subchild, like that, okay. Then we have ps-elf or ps-axms. So this will give information about threads. Like suppose we have a Java process and Java runs many threads. So if you want to get information about different threads, you can use this command. And there are many options. So suppose, for example, I'll let you know, suppose I have HTTP installed, like Apache server, and I'm not able to reach to that Apache server website hosted in that Apache server. So what I'll do, I'll log into that server where that Apache is installed as an admin. Uh, if I have access to that server, then if I'll do the ps-aux or ps-ef and grep httpd, okay, or Apache 2. So this will give me if the process is running, it will give me that process and user ID under which it's running, or all the information related to that. So likewise, you can use this command to troubleshoot issues related to process. In the same series, we have another command, that is top. So the top command is just like Windows Task Manager. So it display the list of all the running processes in current system continuously. So there are many keys. So if you want to see the process running like sorted by process ID, you can press M and T. If you want to see whole process path, you can use you can press shift C, so it will give you whole process path. So likewise, you have a graphical kind of interface on terminal which will display all the processes that are running. And another command which can be used to troubleshoot memory related issue, like whether memory is available or not on the system, or how much memory is used. So you can use free-h command. So if you can see, so I'll also, so the free-h, this command basically used to see the total used and available memory on a system. So if you want to troubleshoot things related to memory, you can use the free-h command. So this will basically gives you human readable format of memory information, like short information, like how much memory is present on the system, how much is used, how much is buffered, those kind of things. If you want to see all the information related to memory installed on a system, you can use this command, that is cat /proc /meminfo. So this will display you all the information. This has huge lot of information like attached to it. So you can go through it and you will see all the information on memory. Likewise, if you want to see information about the CPU installed on the system, you can use this file, proc and CPU info. So let's continue, and there are a few other options in top command. If you are running this top, so once you have this interface, okay, if you have this interface, you can press 1 to see all the CPU cores and users, okay. So this will change here, it will change and it will show you all the CPU cores. If you want to see all the list of processes that are running and like this information in a text file, you can use this top hyphen n, that will run top one time hyphen b, and that output that to like text file. So this will be inside a text file, and you can grep or whatever you want to do from the text file you can use. Then you can press shift p to see if output of CPU utilization, I to see list of idle process. So top n hyphen n 10, this will open the top and quit after 10 repetition, okay. And if you can press help, always you can press H inside this, so you will get help related to the top command live only, okay. So let's move forward. So then we have env command. So basically in Windows you have environment variable. Like suppose you have installed Java, so you have to set path of Java so that system can find that binary. So likewise we have environment variables in Linux also. This is very useful. Suppose if you have an application which needs some environment variables to be set. Suppose if you have application which need Java path or Python path or something, you can set a environment variable of that for that. So likewise if you can see here, so if I am giving env command, so basically it gives all the environment like parameter environment details related to this. So suppose, so for a current user, shell is bin bash, one like distribution is Ubuntu, PW current where I am working. This will be present working directory. What is the computer name? So all these kind of environment variables will be there. Okay. So this is very useful if you want to see. Suppose if suppose you are not able to find a command, then you can use this command whether that environment variable or variable is set inside the available in system or not. You can use this command. So you can use unset variable name to remove an environment variable from this list, from the environment variable list. So basically this will display list of environment variables currently assigned to current users. So basically if you do env, it will display the environment variables related to current user. Okay. And so if you want to add a variable, you can do export variable name equals to value. So suppose I want to set Java home, or set Python home, or any environment variable. So what I'll do, export Java home equals to slash bin user lib JVM, something like that you can give. So that will be set to environment variable. Okay. So this is also very helpful command related to process and variables, so like setting path and all. Okay. The next command is netstat. So basically this command we can use to troubleshoot network related issues. So this command shows the network status. This command shows network port in use, their incoming connections. This is very useful for troubleshooting issues related to ports. Okay. So suppose if you are trying to restart a process and it's not restarting, so sometimes it happens that port that process needs is used by some other process. So you can check for that. So you can use netstat grep at the port number. So if it shows running, that means you need to start your process on some other port. So these are few examples related to netstat. Okay. So netstat hyphen a, this will display all the connections. If you can see here, all the connections which are listening or waiting or closing wait, all the connection on the Linux system. So if you give netstat hyphen at, so this will give you all the TCP connection. It will not show the UDP connections. Okay. So this netstat hyphen ut will display all the UDP connections. Netstat hyphen I will show all the listening. So this is L. Okay. So listening connection, so like all the application is up and running and listening. So support, so suppose if you have a confusion whether your application is started or not, or it's listening or not. So suppose you have HTTP or any other process. Okay. Which you want to see whether the others will be able to connect to that or not, you can use this option. Okay. You can use this option to see if that is listening. So likewise, we have many information here, like uh, so nested hyphen ap list all connection with process ID. So NTLP will give the service name, PID, UID, everything. Okay. So netstat hyphen s will display the protocol status for UDP, TCP, everything like related to protocol. So this is very useful command uh, which you can use to troubleshoot issues related to ports or a network connectivity. Okay. So let's move forward. So another network related command is dig or NS lookup. So dig is like DNS lookup utility, or NS lookup is query internet name server interactively. So basically these are used to translate IP to DNS. So this suppose if you have a like host name, and if you want to see whether it is uh, like resolving to a IP or not, you can use the dig command like google.com. It will give you the all the IP address. You can use NS lookup, so that will give you the IP address of Google, all the DNS information related to this. Okay. So if you want to see the name server records, like what are the name server for this, you can use this NS lookup, type NS. So so this will give you the name server details. So okay. So if you want to see if you want to uh, see the MX record, so you can use this nslookup hyphen query equals to mx google.com. So this will display the what is the mail server for this website Google, or be it any other site. If you want to see the mail server, what is the mail server used, so you can use this. This is very important command. Like you can use it many places. So nslookup debug, run the debug mode. It will show you all like lot of details. Okay, and dig is big like bit, it's a bit advanced version of NS lookup. So nowadays you can use use these command, both these command reciprocally. Either you can use dig or NS lookup, whichever is available for you on the system. So dig and NS lookup host can be used interchangeably. Okay, so these are the basic commands to like troubleshoot issues related to name resolution or reachability, or IP to host, or IP to DNS, or DNS to IP resolution, if it's happening or not. Okay. So sometime, for example, if you get issue related to name server not found, or name not found, some error like that, you can use this dig or NS lookup to troubleshoot those kind of issues. Then you have LSOF. This is also very useful command. So suppose if I am like suppose I want to see how many total number of files are open. So list of open files, basically this command uh, like extend up to, so list of open files. So suppose I want to see list of all the open files currently in my system. I can use this LSOF command, sudo LSOF. Okay, so basically, so this files can be like a file, like basic file, a directory, or a special block file, or character special file, or like a library, stream, network file, anything. So any type of files, as you know, in Linux, or everything is a file only. Whether it is directory, whether it is a device driver, whether it is library, whether it is like network device, everything is considered as a file. So basically, LSOF will give you list of all the open files on the current system. So few good examples using it is like ls software hyphen u. So this will display all the files opened by user Shashwat. Okay, lsof hyphen I TCP22. So this will display running what is running on a specific port. Okay, so if you want to see what is running on this port, okay, 22, so you can use this lsof hyphen I TCP. If you want to see lsof hyphen I TCP 1 to 1100, so this will display process using port between this much. So suppose if you want to see if you want to know whether like what are the ports that are open, or between 1 to 100, 1 to 1000 or something, so you can use this command. It will display you all the processes that are using that port. Okay, so ls o5 u Shashwat. This will show user Shashwat is looking in which file, which command. Okay, so basically, currently Shashwat is looking on which file, like with which file it's working. Suppose if you have a user and you want to know whether like that user has opened a sudo file or not, or a password file or not, or be it any file, whether they have opened it or not, you can use this command. Okay, so likewise we have many other examples. Ls open have a, yeah, this will list all the network connections. So all the network connections. So LSOF hyphen P and the process ID. This is very useful. So suppose if you want, if you have a process ID and you want to see like how many files that process has opened, so you can use this command kill hyphen 9, okay, and lsof hyphen t hyphen u and the username. So this will kill all the process of user Shashwat. Okay, basically what it does, like so basically suppose if you have a user and any user or it's running many processes or files, and if you want to like kill all the like files or processes it has started, you can use this command. Okay, so let's move forward. So finding out Linux distribution. So many a times it happens that someone asks you like what is the Linux distribution you are using. Okay. So whether it is RHEL, whether it is Ubuntu, whether it is CentOS, whether it is Debian, all those kind of things. So you can use this etc OS release file to know that all the information. So basically, if you do cat on this file, it will display you all the information related to that operating system. Suppose I have done cat on my VM, so it has given me that is Ubuntu, the name is Ubuntu, version is 22.04, and all this information. If you can see, the ID is Debian, so it's like a Debian distribution. Host URL like this one, like from where it is downloaded, okay, and what is the Ubuntu distribution, and that's is JME. So like this all the information it will give you. And if you want to understand everything related like what is the host name of your current system, so you can use hostname hyphen ctl. So this command you can use to change the host name or see the host name details. So if I give this, see I have got this information. The static host name is this one, icon name, class, like cases, laptop, machine ID, everything related to that machine it will give you in brief. Okay, and uname hyphen a. So using this command also you can get details of what is the distribution, like the Linux distribution if you are using. So this it was on my window machine I have, so it gave me this one. Okay, so basically I have WSL installed on the Windows, so this I so uname hyphen a will give you what kind of OS or distribution you are working on currently. This is very useful to understand the architecture of the current OS so that you can um, run the commands accordingly or decide the commands. So suppose if you had application which checks which has set of commands like two different commands, and if it is the RHEL version it should run yum command, if it is Debian version it should run dev command. So in that case you can write a script to check what is the distribution, and then accordingly in if or else statement you can do that, run this command if it's want to run this if it is RHEL. So like this these kind of things you can do and get information about your system using this command, which is OS release, hostname CTL, and uname hyphen a. So let's move to different next command. So df. So this will display the like free disk information about the disk. Okay. So df hyphen h, it's very useful command to see troubleshoot things related to disk usage. What are the disk present, what are the partitions, all those kind of things we can troubleshoot using this. Okay. So for example, we have df-h. So display disk information in human readable format. This will display how many disks are there, what is the partition name, what is the device name, what is the size, what is the size used, those kind of things it will display. Okay. So df-a include in listing dummy duplicate. So it will display all the files. This will okay, this will include in listing dummy duplicates file which are omitted by default. So if you do this, like basic available files will be displayed. Do, if you use df-h, it will display everything, like all the duplicates, dummy or inaccessible file system, everything. And you have df-l. So list inode. So this is I basically. So df-I. So this will display the number of inodes. So you must know that inodes are like a data structure which holds the file information. So every like so for every file created, inode is created, and that contains the information about that file and everything. Okay, that basically a kind of pointer. So Unix style file system. So DA-SSI, append an SSI style abbreviation each side like GB, MB, or KB. Okay, so DA-T. This will print print type of file system for each partition. So suppose if you are working on Linux and if you want to see like what kind of file system, there are many mount points, and you want to see like what kind of file system are mounted on your system, you can use this df-t. Okay, so let's move forward now. So another command is du. So this means this is like disk utilization. So if you want to see how much file size is, or how much if you have a file and you want to see like how much disk space that file is using, you can use du. So disk uses. So du hyphen h will give you all the file size in the current directory. Du hyphen s will display summary of all the files uses in the current directory. Du hyphen time, this will display users and last modified time. So suppose if you basic example I can say. So suppose if you have a directory var log or slash temp or slash temp or root directory, and you want to see like what are the files that are using, or what are the different files and what are their sizes in that directory. So suppose if you have root directory in like a real time scenario, sometime it happens that root directory is filled up or temp directory is filled up, and if you want to see like what is the size, which is the file that has maximum size, you can use the du-sh slash temp slash star. So this will list all the files and their size equivalent, out of which you can use sort command on top of that to sort by size. Okay, and on that you can decide like which are the files in that directory which are using most of the spaces. Okay, this is very useful in troubleshooting issues related to disk usage, disk utilization. Okay, let's move to next command now. So id command is also like basically this display information about the current user. Okay, so id it's like print real and effective user and group id. So suppose I have a user and want to see like which groups that user is part of, or what is the id of GUID of that user. I can use this command. If you can see here, so I gave the ID. So current user is Shashwat. His group ID is 1000, and group is Shashwat. Group name is Shashwat. Groups on which it's part of are Shashwat, admin, CD-ROM, sudo, dip. So these are the groups of. So these are the groups of which this Shashwat is part of. So this is very useful in troubleshooting issues related to a user or groups kind of thing. Let's move forward now. So we have chmod. This is very useful command. So in as you know, every files in Linux has like permission. So one user cannot access the files of other users. I have created a files and want to give permission to everyone to read that. I can use this command. So basically, chmod is like change mode of a file. Okay. So there are three so like basically there are three different modes. One is for like user who has created groups, the part of who the what the groups will get access to, and others. Others mean any other user. Okay. So for some examples, chmod hyphen c or chmod hyphen changes, this will display what changes were made to a file. Okay, this is okay. Then suppose if I have a file and the permission is like read write execute for me, and read for group, and no permission for others. So suppose if I want to I want everyone to read that file, I can do chmod 775 and 775. So on that file to give permission to others and to read that. Okay. So there are other examples like chmod reference file. This will change the permission of a file same. So suppose if I have a file and I want to apply the same permission what that file permission has to a specific file. I can use a chmod reference name file name. Okay, reference files. Okay, chmod. Suppose if I have file A and file B, I want both the permission to be same. So what I can do, chmod reference file 2 and file 1. So that will change the file 1 permission same as file 2 permission. So chmod hyphen r or chmod recursive. Suppose if you have a directory and changing the permission of directory, you can use this command. So this will change the permission of whole directly recursively. Okay, so basically this command is useful in managing the access to a file, okay, for different users group or others. Okay, so next command is chown. So suppose I have created a file, so I am the owner of that file, and suppose I want others to be owner of that file, I can use this chown, the change owner of that file. Okay, chown of that file. For example, chown hyphen v. So this will display the in verbose mode. So from where to from what to what the permission is changed. So suppose I want to change a file. I have a file that is test file 1 and want to change owner of that from Shashwat to Sripar. Okay, so I'll do chown Sripar colon Sripar, that is user and group, and the file name, that is test1. So this will change the owner of test1 to Sripar and Sripar. Okay, so this is very useful command, chown and chmod, and it will changing permission of a file. Okay, so there are few. Okay, so touch is a good command. Like if you want to see create a file, blank file, you can use touch. Okay, and a touch and file name. This will create a blank file with that name. Okay, suppose if you have, so this can be this can be very useful in troubleshooting scenarios when suppose if you have a disk and user says they are not able to write it. So what you can do first, then touch and a file name. So suppose if you want, if you are able to create it, that means that disk is writable for you. So this is one scenario. And then if you want to change access time or modification time or a timestamp for any file, so you can use this touch command. So you can use touch hyphen a and give the access time in time date time Linux time format and a file name. It will change that change access time to that um, that time specified. Okay, so you can use touch hyphen help for more options. Let's move to next command, that is stats. So stats basically gives all the information about a specific file. So like you can see, so I have given stat hyphen l test. So see how what it has given. File is test, size is 0, block it's using 0. All these kind of information it has given. So access time, modify time, change time, um, like birth time. Okay, it was created. Okay, so all this, so inode number, so all this kind of information it gives. So it is very useful. So what is the group id for this file, what is the user id who has created this, what is the access, what is access types it has. So if you want to see all the information related to a file, you can use this stats command. This is very useful command. So let's move forward. Okay. So history command, this is very useful. Suppose if you, yeah, if you want to see what are the list of commands that has been run by the current user, you can use history by logging to the current user. Okay, and so suppose if I have a user and I want to see like what are the commands the user has executed, so I can use this history command. So this is very useful in troubleshooting things related to the command has been executed, and so the history will display all the commands executed by current user over the time. So history 10, this will display the last 10 commands from a history. So this what you say, exclamation mark hash will represent number This will execute the number from the history entry. Suppose if I know that number is from history, I want to run the command number 100. So I can go explanation on 100. So that will execute the same kind. So instead of typing again that command, I can use this history command to run that specific command. Okay. So like that, there are many options. So if you want to clear up a history, you can use this history -c, clean up the history. Okay. So there are many others. So basically, this command can be used by administration to understand like what are the commands being run, or what one user has run. You just want to see that I have run a command yesterday and I want to see it again what I have run. I can use this command to get the history detail. Okay. So let's move to next command. So next command is uptime. So suppose if you want to see how long your system is running or up. Someone has said like this system was rebooted, and someone said like no, the system was not rebooted. So you can verify using this command. So if you give uptime, basically it will give you like how long this your system is running, and it will give you some other information also, like system load average for past, how many users are currently logged on. So these kind of things, the details it will give you. So this is also a very useful command. So uptime hyphen p will show you uptime in pretty format. It will display you in the clear way. Okay, uptime hyphen s system up since this format. Okay, so this format like how long the system was running. So this is also a very useful command to understand how long a server is running, what are the different users, all those kind of things, what is the load average and so all those kind of information you can get through this command. So let's move to some next command. Okay, so some other basic commands are like users. So this will print the usernames of currently logged into current system. So suppose if you want to see as an admin, you want to select how many users are currently logged into current host. Okay, you can use this user command. You can use to see who is logged in and what they are doing. It will display it. This will display just like what are the users, like who are the users logged in. This W will give you who are the users logged in, what they are doing, like to which terminal they are logged in, what files they have opened, those kind of things. The who command show the who is logged in. So who will give the who was, like show who is logged on. Okay. So these are basically similar command to see like information related the current sessions of the users that are logging to the current systems. Okay. Let's next command, that is tar command. This is also very useful command because this command can be used to create create archival file archive file. So sometime if you, to save disk space, you need to compress some file. So what you can do, you can use this command to create suppose if you have older logs. So for example, I'm saying like suppose if you have a directory in log folder like a where log, and it is the logs are very old, and if you know like you don't need it now. So what you can do, you can create tar file out of it, compress it and put it somewhere else, move it somewhere. So for creating a compressed file, you can use tar hyphen cvzf. So this will compress a file. So compress file name. This here will be the file name which you want to create, and list of files you want to add to this file. Okay, this compressed file tar hyphen xvf. So this will, and the compressed file name. So this will uncompress a tar.gz file. Okay, then you have few other commands which are helpful in administrating or working on Linux system. One is SSH. So this is basic command that is used to log into a remote server using SSH protocol. So what you can do, SSH username, host name. So this will ask you username and password, and you will be able to log into a remote host, and you will work as if you are currently on that system itself. So rsync is used to copy or sync a file between two different servers or in same server on different locations. Okay, so okay, this is this like you can see the it basically supports pull or push, like you can push file to different server or copy files from other server to current system. Okay, so rsync options are there, user of the current host and the destination. Okay, so this will copy file from this host to this host. Okay, and you have SCP, that is secure copy. This is also this uses SSH, like basically it uses SSH, secure SSH to copy file from one server to another server. Okay, so the SCP and the host number from where you want to copy, the file name, and the destination server and where you want to copy. So this is very useful. Suppose so these two files, if you see these two files and one this. So basically these are used to not this one, not this one. So basically these two files, rsync and scp, are very useful command where when you want to copy, when you have a connectivity between two hosts and you want to uh, copy some configuration file or some some backup file to different server, you can use these two commands. Okay, then you have ftp command. If this using this you can connect to ftp server. SFTP is just like secure like secure FTP. Okay, so this is a bit secure. Okay, so and we have telnet. So this is very useful command in suppose if you have running an application and a user is saying they are not able to reach to that application, what you can do, you can telnet to that application on that port. Suppose if you want to see whether a server is running port 22 or not, so what I'll do to test the telnet that server name and port 22, and if you are able to connect, that means that that server is listening on that port. So for like connecting to application on specific port, this is very useful command for telnet. So NC is netcat utility that reads and writes data across the network connection. Okay, so this is also very useful for checking network related network connectivity issue. So some people use telnet, some people use NC. Okay, so it depends, like what are the scenario. Okay, so unlike SCP which supports only file transfer, SFTP allow you to perform a range of operations, the remote file and resume file transfer, those kind of things, like SFTP SFTP supports. Okay, QFTP. Okay, so let's move to some other commands. Okay, so SS, this so this will basically socket statistic, like similar to legacy netstat, just like netstat but a bit like newer one. Okay, so it includes both listening and non-listening sockets. Use T and hyphen A. So listening sockets, like suppose if you want to see and like what are the like ports are listening on a single, you can use this command. Netstat you can use to get netstat hyphen ANLP and grep the port number to see like if a process is running on a specific port or not, or what process is running on that port. So you can use this netstat command to like troubleshoot those kind of things. Okay, so it's basically give you routing table interface status. Okay, and like multi-card members, these kind of like relate to network statistics. It give you the IP is so it manipulates routing and network devices interface. Okay, so routing table, if you want to check or um, like configure, you can use this IP command. Okay, then we have find command. This is very useful command. Suppose if you have a file, if you have a file and you don't know the location of it, and you can use this find command to Linux. Like it's in Windows, you have like GUI, whether you go to start menu, click on find and just give file name. So likewise, so this is a command line tool in Linux. You can suppose if I want to find a file called text. Okay, file called text in root directory, so I can use find slash where to find and the iname, that is case instance, that is case insensitive name, which is text. So this will look here in the root directory and like in other directories for this text file. If I want to in the like a name a.text file name, I can use this. Okay, So if I want to search type of directory in current, so suppose if I want to see list of only directories which are there in the current directory, so I can use type. Okay, so this will be file, actually this is wrong, so this should be file. So this will list all the files in the current directory, and this is very useful command which comes very handy when so suppose if you have a if I have a directory and if you want to see like what are the files which are more than 20 MB, bigger than more than 20 MB. So you can use find dot in current directory, or be it any, like you can give slash var log or something and slash, okay, and size plus 20 MB, that is bigger than 20 MB. So this will help you to find all the files which are bigger than 20 MB, or like whatever GB, if you can specify those kind of things. Okay, so play with this command, there are many options. Okay, so let's move forward now. So systemctl, this is very good command for administrator. So this basically controls the system, like systemd and service manager. So systemd commands manages both system and service configuration. So basically enabling administrator to manage the OS, control the status of services. Further, systemctl is useful for troubleshooting and basic performance tuning. So suppose if I want to start, stop, restart, start, mask, enable or disable any service. So suppose I have a service name called SSHD or HTTPD like Apache 2. So what you can do, system ctl start and the service name. Okay, so that will start the service. If you want to stop it, you can do so. So systemctl is very useful command. You should use this. You will require to use this command very frequently related to service, or starting, restarting, enabling or disabling any service on a Linux system. Okay, so see, if for example systemctl list units hyphen failed, this will list the all these services which was not successful to start. Okay, so systemctl list units hyphen hyphen t type equals to service and stat equals to active. See, you see the list of all the services which are active. Okay, so like this you can play with this command. This is very useful command. Okay, let's move forward and see some other commands. So cron tab is very useful command. So basically this is kind of scheduler in Linux. So if you want a command or a script to run on specific interval, you can use this cron tab to schedule that. Okay, so if you want to play, you go to this website and you can play with that command to understand like how it is scheduled. So basically cron tab hyphen e you can use to edit that cron tab file. Okay, and cron tab hyphen l will give you the list of display all the scheduled cron tabs. Okay, add command, this is also like cron tab but it's simpler. So add 6 p.m. plus 6 days. Okay, run some specific script at cm plus 6 days, 6 p.m. plus 6 days, like every 6 days run this file. Okay, so this is just like cron tab, but it's like here you add it to the file, here it just you give the command. Okay, so this is basically I find more like reliable. You can schedule it, and this also is fine. Both the options are also according to your requirement. You can use these. So basically, these are schedulers that can be used to run a task on specific interval or specific time or specific many number of times on Linux system. Okay, so let's move forward now. So trace path, trace route. Suppose if you want to see like how many hops are between two different servers, so you can use trace route. Suppose A, server B, and how the connectivity goes between this, you can use trace path and the server B here. So this will display how many hops are there, whether it is reachable to B or not, like that. Okay, host name. Okay, so this will display the host name of current system, host name CTL, So this is like related to control related to hostname. You can set hostname or change hostname using this command, or see all the information related to the current host. The root, this command is useful for checking routing table and all those kind of things. Okay, let's move forward now. This path. Okay, sorry, this is a kind of repeated one. I'll delete this. Sorry for that. Okay, so okay, we have completed. Like these are the like uh, not exhaustive. Like this is not all the commands which are used by administrators. Like these are the, like good number of commands which can be used to troubleshoot different processes, network, disk related things on Linux while working. So okay, so hope you have learned something. If even if you have learned one command from this, I am like obliged. So please do like, subscribe, and I'll keep on bringing things like this, which will be like you may find it like either good, very good, or bad. Also, you can comment and let me know. I'll try to improve. If it is bad, and I will become happy if you say it's good. So thank you for watching Tech Gurukul. Let's meet in another video. Thanks very much. Have a great time ahead. Bye.